Most people think perspective and perception are interchangeable terms, but they couldn't be more wrong. One controls what you see, and the other controls what you do with that observation. Bungle this, and your transformation efforts become an endless struggle. Give me just a few minutes, and I'll give you the nuances that change the game, including which one of these to master first, and exactly how to do so for results that actually stick. Here's what nobody tells you. Perception is your brain's security system. It decides what information is relevant, making its way to your conscious mind. A gatekeeper, letting some things in and keeping others out automatically. Perspective is what you do with whatever gets past the gates. It's your interpretation, your story, your meaning making of observable reality. Two people can look at the exact same situation, yet their brains will collect vastly different data. One person's nervous system scans for threats and exit, another scans for opportunities. Therefore, they're not even working with the same data. This is why positive thinking fails most people. You can't reframe the information your brain never collects in the first place. Which one controls your reality? Perception is the foundation. It determines what data is even available. When your nervous system is activated, your perception narrows. You miss details, opportunities, and solutions right in front of you. Your recall gets hazy. Your subconscious mind actively filtering out information that isn't survival related. But when you're calm and regulated, your perception expands. You notice more details, remember better, and see possibilities that were previously undetectable. No amount of perspective work can fix what you don't perceive, but developing enhanced perception requires nervous system regulation to prime your ability. And as you think about this, you're starting to realize why some of your past transformation attempts felt like pushing a boulder uphill. Here's a strategy that works well with my coaching clients. Start with perspective and build towards perception enhancement. Perspective work gives you immediate control over your mindset. You can reframe any situation in minutes, choose empowering interpretations, shift your viewpoint consciously. It's fast, accessible, and gives instant relief. Perception work creates lasting change when coupled with nervous system regulation, subconscious programming, and expanding what you actually notice in the first place through perception exercises. I have a video on exactly how to do that linked in the description if you want more information. Now, this does take some time, but it dramatically changes your baseline reality. So, master perspective first. You'll get the immediate results and build confidence. Then, work on perception to create permanent upgrades for how you experience reality. Here's what to do right now. For quick results, focus on perspective mastery. When you're experiencing overwhelm, frustration, or other negative states, you can pause and ask yourself, what's another way to look at a situation? Consciously reframe challenges as opportunities. Choose empowering stories for your experience. And practice the 5 perspectives framework, which is in the next video in this series. And for lasting change, perception upgrades, nervous system regulation, down-regulating, resetting your vagus nerve when stressed. There's also the video that enhances sensory powers listed in the description for perception enhancement. Subconscious programming work to find and upgrade beliefs and anxiety patterns. Consciousness expansion techniques that shift your baseline state. Once you start this process, you'll start noticing throughout your day whether you're working with perception or perspective, and discover the power of mastering both. This gets really powerful. Seemingly effortless transformation happens when you get comfortable working both levels simultaneously. I can't tell you how many times I've avoided escalating heated arguments in nanoseconds because I trained both of these essential abilities as second nature. Perspective work gives you immediate control and relief. Perception work creates lasting change at the identity level. When your perception is clear and your perspective is flexible, you become unstoppable. You're not just reframing reality, You're literally experiencing a different reality. And when mastered, you can influence the reality of others by dominating the frame before they even know what's happening. Understanding perception versus perspective and how to master each is exactly what you need before we dive into more advanced mental mastery. Next, I'm going to show you explicit tools to upgrade both your perceptual abilities and perspective flexibility. We're talking cognitive speed training, pattern interrupt mastery, and integration systems that make mental agility a way of life. But first, you needed the foundation of knowing which level of perception or perspective to work with, when to focus on each, and this strategy to make it light work. You now understand the difference between these two levels of consciousness. You can choose which level to work with based on your current needs, and you're about to discover that mastering both gives you complete mental sovereignty. This is your foundation for true mental mastery. The deep work starts now. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the first framework for perspective mastery. And of course, use this wisely.